Look at this beautiful morning on a tiny city balcony. You worked hard for 4 long months to grow these magnificent onions. The golden, papery skins are crisp, the bulbs are sweet, and you are finally ready to pull them out of their soil beds. But right here, at the peak of your gardening triumph, a single devastating mistake is waiting to happen. A mistake made by 95% of beginners. You pick up your scissors. You think, let's make them look clean, neat, and ready for the pantry. So you cut the leaves clean off. Snip! Just like that, you have accidentally signed the death warrant for your entire harvest. 99% of them are now doomed. Wait, what? No, stop! Our underground friend Wiggly is losing his mind down there, and for very good reason. In less than 3 weeks, those neat little trimmed onions won't look pristine anymore. They will turn into a mushy, rotting, stinking nightmare. Why? Because an onion leaf is not just a solid piece of grass. It is a hollow, moisture-filled superhighway leading straight down. When you snip it open while wet, you leave a massive, unprotected castle door open for thousands of hungry, pathogenic fungal spores. According to international agricultural studies, over 90% of post-harvest neck rot happens exactly because of early wet trimming. But don't panic just yet, young grower. Your old Grandpa Ken here is going to teach you how to save every single bulb using simple science. Think about the value. Growing 10 styrofoam boxes of onions on a mere 3 square meters saves you up to $100 in premium organic produce costs. That means your underground VSing workforce, led by our hard-working manager Wiggly here, gets to keep 100% of their biological production bonus. To truly stop the rot, we must understand the magical, hidden partnership that happens between those green leaves and the bulb during harvest time. Because inside those leaves lies a secret botanical energy reserve, a golden umbilical cord that must never be broken until the very last drop is safe. Look closely inside this uninjured leaf channel. When an onion is pulled from the ground, it is not dead. It is entering a critical survival transition. For months, the green leaves acted as solar panels, manufacturing energy. Now that energy is being systematically packed into the storage bulb. This biological process is called translocation. The plant is withdrawing up to 15% of its remaining mobile sugars and starch into the core. Manager Wiggly is down here tracking the numbers. Every single leaf must completely empty its cellular inventory to maximize the bulb's shelf life. But when you cut those wet leaves off prematurely, you halt this evacuation instantly. The biological loop breaks. The pipeline is shattered. A pool of raw, unevaporated nutrient sap forms right at the open neck wound. This is the absolute ideal breeding ground for wet neck rot. Because an onion bulb is actually a modified underground bud made of swollen leaf bases, there are no internal barriers to stop the descent. Fungal spores like Botrytis allii are constantly floating through your balcony air. To them, this wet open cut is an open goldmine invitation. They slide down the internal tube pathways effortlessly, bypassing all natural external skin defenses entirely in a matter of hours. Data from university extensions shows that wet-trimmed onions experience an 85% reduction in viable winter storage duration. But look at this alternative pathway. When you leave those green onion leaves completely attached, a beautiful protective miracle unfolds naturally. As the intact leaves naturally dry out under the ambient sun, the neck of the bulb begins to naturally collapse, pinch shut, and self-seal securely. This creates a solid physical shield of highly condensed lignin and cellulose layers. It is an impenetrable botanical fortress armor skin layer. Pathogenic spores land on this hard, dry shell armor and bounce right off, helplessly. There is zero wet sap left for them to feed on. The castle gate is officially locked down tight. Now, let's join old Ken to discover the ancient Satoyama Fui Guk ritual that finishes the job perfectly. Welcome back to the sunlight. Old Ken is about to reveal a 400-year-old secret from traditional Japanese Satoyama landscapes right on this apartment balcony. This technique is called fuiguk, or the curing ritual. For generations, traditional Satoyama farmers combined forests, fields, and homes into self-sufficient ecosystems. In historical Japan, Satoyama represented 40% of the entire country's landmass, a masterclass model of sustainable agriculture recognized globally. Onions were harvested with absolute respect for their biological timeline, hung under old farmhouse eaves to let the natural mountain wind execute the curing process. Today, even though urban development reduced Satoyama landscapes to just 15% in Japan, we can recreate this magic anywhere, even on the 20th floor. The secret of the Satoyama ritual relies on two exact physical metrics: high airflow ventilation and zero accumulated surface moisture. Look at Wiggly taking advantage of the curing layout. He knows that curing requires an optimal temperature zone of 20 to 25 degrees Celsius. In this exact temperature bracket, over a period of 7 to 14 days, the outer skin cells shed 80% of their bound water content seamlessly. Under the microscope view, this controlled dehydration forces the outer 3 tissue layers to completely collapse into paper-thin protective scales. This dried skin barrier locks in the core moisture of the onion bulb, while simultaneously creating a permanent biological dead zone on the outside. Officer Wiggly is back on duty on top of the ramparts. With the cell moisture removed, no rogue mold spore can find a foothold to hatch. Without an open, wet-cut sap pool to drink from, invading spores dry out and shrivel up instantly. Infiltration probability drops down to 0. Old Ken always reminds us, how do you know when the curing ritual is fully complete? You listen and you touch. The neck must feel flat and paper dry. When the skins rustle like fine parchment paper and the roots feel like crisp, dry wire strings, your onion has successfully completed its defense transformation. Curing stage parameters fully secured. But stay sharp, growers, because a microscopic stealth army is organizing an ambush in Phase 4. As darkness falls on the balcony, a silent, invisible invasion force prepares its assault. The enemy? Botrytis allii spores, the masterminds of neck rot. These fungal pathogens do not attack randomly. They scan the plant's surface layer, aggressively searching for any trace of free water molecules. Here is the scientific reality. The wet, unsealed neck contains up to 85% free moisture, while the cured neck forms a dry seal. On the wet surface, the spores secrete pectinase enzymes. These biochemical weapons dissolve the middle lamella, turning cell walls into mush. In a moist environment at 20 degrees Celsius, a single spore colony multiplies into 1 billion destructive units in less than 48 hours. Our friend Wiggly is just staring at us now like a disappointed manager. His sign says it all. You had one job. Just fuiguk. But look at what happens on the properly cured onion skin shield layer. The pathogens attempt to bite down, but the environment is bone dry. Without that crucial liquid sap bridge, the spores experience total plasmolysis. Their cell membranes shrivel and they perish effortlessly. Mission accomplished. SWAT Commander Wiggly confirms 0 pathogen survival breaches across the entire cured perimeter zone. This protection works because during the 14-day curing window, the outer skin cells accumulate dense concentrations of oxidized phenolic compounds. These natural antimicrobials function like biological landmines, actively neutralizing any lingering fungal mycelium that tries to expand deep down. The entire vertical neck canal transitions into a solid, dehydrated block of sterile fibers. The inner core is now perfectly isolated from the atmosphere. See how simple nature's science is? By just waiting 14 days, you have effortlessly weaponized the plant's own chemistry to save your food harvest. Let's recalculate the master receipt layout. Early cut neck rot loss, $50. Proper Satoyama cure loss, $0. Total savings? Infinite security. The net profit margins are spectacular, team. Now, follow Old Ken into Phase 5 to solve the ultimate urban balcony small space storage dilemma safely. Now that your onions are beautifully cured, a massive city apartment crisis arises. Where on earth do you store a massive harvest in a tiny space? Most urban growers make mistake number 5, shoving their harvest into dark plastic storage bins under the bed, thinking it is safe. Scientific tests reveal that plastic bins trap respiration water, driving internal humidity above 80% and triggering rapid mold activation. Emergency alert! Chief Inspector Wiggly has detected a biological heat and moisture spike inside the container. Sound the alarms, but Old Ken just laughs his warm grandpa laugh. The solution isn't on the crowded floorboards. It is floating right above your head. Aerodynamic engineering shows that air velocity is 3 times higher near the ceiling railing compared to the stagnant floor level. By stacking your white styrofoam planter containers vertically, you unlock up to 90% more physical space on a tiny balcony footprint. Every container must follow the 3-centimeter gravel rule, topped with a porous filter fabric mesh, ensuring complete drainage in under 30 minutes. Manager Wiggly brought his full swimming pool gear, but there is zero flooding down here. The living soil stays perfectly aerated and light. To keep this system thriving, your potting soil must follow the International Matrix Standard: 45% minerals and exactly 5% organic matter. This structural architecture allows your beneficial bacteria workforce to set up massive, localized processing plants right beside the plant roots. Conductor Wiggly is running the underground express lines on time. All nutrient shipments are moving smoothly through the air channels. Now that your vertical planter towers are breathing perfectly, Old Ken is going to show you the ultimate master stroke: the ancient art of onion braiding. By weaving those intact papery leaf handles together, you turn a spatial storage crisis into a gorgeous hanging masterpiece that stores itself in thin air. Onion braiding is not just a beautiful handcraft ritual. It is a highly efficient ancient storage technology that solves urban balcony limits seamlessly. If you do not have jute rope, you can use a single sheet of old newspaper or dry straw as your core strand. Free materials turn trash into gold. The mechanics follow a standard 3-strand braid. According to agricultural physics, this pattern evenly distributes weight up to 20 kilograms without breaking. Stylist Wiggly is on the scene. He is treating these dry onion leaves like a premium hair braiding session at a luxury salon. As you braid downward, you systematically add a new onion bulb into each alternating loop. The bulbs stagger naturally, preventing compaction rot. The staggered layout creates small natural air chimneys. Wind drafts pass through the bundle effortlessly, maintaining 0 stagnant damp zones. Look at that structural strength. A single completed string holding 20 large bulbs can hang securely using 0 premium cabinet space. Always lock your main support loop onto a heavy-duty metal S-hook or balcony structural rail. Safe weight management prevents harvest drops. Old Ken teaches us, when hanging multiple strings, always maintain a 10-centimeter clearance gap between bundles. Never let them crowd. Let's map out the spatial matrix. Standard floor storage area needed, 1 square meter. Vertical hanging storage area needed, 0 square meters. Total floor space saved, 100%. Real estate mogul Wiggly is ecstatic. You just reclaimed premium high-rise square footage completely for free using ancestral agriculture tricks. With your crops beautifully braided and your balcony walkway entirely cleared, your urban microfarm is now ready to lock down its climate variables. To guarantee an onion's survival for an entire winter season, we must monitor the exact temperature metrics operating inside its storage flesh. When the storage climate hits the absolute sweet spot, a magnificent chemical deceleration occurs. The plant enters complete dormancy stasis. Internal cellular metabolic deceleration verified. Prepare your notebooks, growers, because scientist Wiggly is unlocking the exact climate metrics in Phase 7. Now that your vertical strings are securely braided, Old Ken is going to lock down the exact environmental metrics needed to freeze the plant's internal clock. According to global food storage data, the absolute sweet spot for onion preservation is a continuous cold temperature of 0 to 4 degrees Celsius. When the environment drops into this 0 to 4 degree bracket, the onion's metabolic rate decreases by a staggering 95%. Field Commander Wiggly has entered full winter mode down here. This extreme cold zone is bad news for bugs, but absolute paradise for our crop. The temperature is only half the battle. Your Safehouse must maintain a strict relative humidity level of 60 to 70%. Go above 70%, and dormant root cells wake up, triggering premature internal sprouting. Go below 60%, and cobs shrivel up completely. Look at Wiggly, enjoying the flawless climate balance. To him, this 60 to 70% relative moisture window is like a premium 5-star biological spa treatment. Because the ambient humidity is strictly regulated, any invading fungal spore that lands on the papery skin wrapper shrivels up and dies instantly. 0 infection breaches. Old Ken always highlights rule number 7. If you must store your braided strings indoors, always utilize breathable mesh sacks or open woven bamboo baskets. Never use plastic bags. Let's calculate the ventilation data. Plastic bag airflow capacity, 0%. Breathable mesh sack airflow capacity, 100%. Total rot risk reduction, absolute victory. Security Chief Wiggly has locked down the Safehouse parameters. 100% ventilation capacity is fully active and operational. With your V-He-Hole Safehouse fully calibrated and running on cruise control, your winter storage strategy is almost completely foolproof. Almost, because inside the dark kitchen pantry, an unassuming neighbor is waiting. A hidden biochemical trigger that can collapse your entire fortress from within. The potato. When packed side by side, these two crops engage in an invisible gas warfare that spells absolute rock disaster in Phase 8. Inside the quiet dark of your kitchen pantry, a silent biochemical ambush is underway. Putting onions and potatoes in the same basket is mistake number 6. Potatoes are organic powerhouses that naturally release heavy volumes of ethylene gas, a highly volatile ripening hormone that floats through the shared air. Even though your onion has a solid, dry paper shell armor, ethylene gas molecules are tiny enough to bypass the physical scale walls entirely. The moment ethylene seeps into the core, it tricks the onion's internal biological clock. It screams, "Spring is here! Wake up! Sprouts, activate!" USDA agricultural science data confirms that ethylene exposure triggers a massive 300% spike in internal plant respiration rates. Coach Wiggly is down here running a forced cellular marathon. The onion is burning through its winter sugar reserves at an absolute breakneck pace. This frantic metabolic sprint produces a heavy volume of internal moisture and heat right inside the solid bulb core layer tissue walls. And guess who wakes up inside that internal wet trap? The dormant neck rot fungi. They hatch right inside the core, completely safe from external airflow defenses. The visible result? A thick green sprout bursts straight through the beautiful papery neck knot shell, while the interior layers turn into a soft, mushy rot paste. To fix this, Old Ken shares the golden rule of companion storage. Always separate these two crops by at least 3 meters, or store them in separate rooms entirely. If you need pantry partners, Onions love garlic and shallots. These cousin crops share identical low ethylene profiles and matching storage requirements. Let's review the storage compatibility spreadsheet. Onion plus potato. Absolute red cross-match rot risk. Onion plus garlic bulb. Safe green circle match premium security loop. Matchmaker Chief Wiggly has finalized the family registry layout. The onion and garlic marriage is officially approved for lifetime storage success. With your companion pairings corrected and your climate Safehouse running flawlessly, your harvest has bypassed every single post-harvest rot trap. 4 seasons pass. Winter arrives, blanketing the city in frost. Let's see how our fortress holds up after an entire year of total storage survival in Phase 9. Spring returns, summer fades, and winter approaches once more. A full 365 days have passed over this balcony. Old Ken steps out to claim the final verification. 1 year in storage, and look at the physical condition of these bulbs. The outer skin rustles like ancient papery parchment. The neck remains flat, and when pressed, the core tissue feels as rock solid as day one. Under the microscope view, the internal white cells are immaculate. 0 weight loss, 0 dehydration, and 0 internal rot breaches. General Wiggly declares absolute victory. 12 full months of storage operation completed with 0 casualties and 0 rot breaches across the line. Consider the global tragedy. International data from the FAO reveals that over 35% of all harvested produce is lost entirely to post-harvest waste. Up to 95% of this commercial waste is caused by artificial gas storage, mechanical transit bruising, and unventilated plastic packaging traps. By producing your own food in 10 simple balcony styrofoam boxes, you completely decouple your family from this broken industrial loop. Let's review the master balance sheet roll. 1 year store-bought organic bill, $200. 1 year balcony styrofoam box bill, $0. Total savings, infinite. Billionaire crop tycoon Wiggly is completely swimming in profits. You just out-engineered the entire industrial grocery supermarket network for free comically. By turning a small 3-square-meter concrete balcony into a vertical sanctuary of living soil, you recreate a microcosm of ancestral earthly balance. Because the quality of your food preservation is directly linked to the structural health of the soil matrix it was pulled from months ago. A container soil that drains in under 30 minutes allows your beneficial microbial workforce to remain active, supplying vital minerals non-stop. Maestro Wiggly has completed the Grand Harvest Symphony. Every biological instrument played its part perfectly to ensure absolute storage victory. 1 full year of total storage survival. Immaculate culinary quality achieved using 0 chemicals. Let's join Old Ken for his final ancestral wisdom send-off in Phase 10. As we conclude our year-long storage journey, Old Ken looks at the papery onion skins left on his crafting table. To most, this is trash. To the living soil, it is pure gold. Remember our golden principle. Garbage is rarely garbage. It is raw material. These dry skins are packed with carbon and trace elements that the soil needs. Under the microscope view, the soil ecosystem responds instantly. In a healthy organic setup, 1 single kilogram of dry leaf material returns valuable nutrients. According to soil science data, a single teaspoon of this living balcony soil contains over 1 billion beneficial bacteria characters working for you non-stop. Zero Waste Officer Wiggly confirms complete resource integration. Every atom of your harvest residue is being successfully transformed into next season's fertility. This bioavailable nutrition travels across the wood wide web, the vast subterranean network of symbiotic mycorrhizal fungi connecting 90% of land plants. These beneficial fungi expand the plant's root absorption surface area by a mind-blowing factor of up to 1,000 times, collecting minerals effortlessly. Let's evaluate the ecosystem balance sheet. Chemical inputs. Soil duration, 1 year before depletion. Living organic soil duration, thousands of years of self-renewing life. Total return, infinite security. Remember, young grower, soil is not a product you buy. Soil is an ancient, living, breathing ecosystem that we build and protect with our own hands. Thank you for honorably walking this ecological path with me today. Trust the living soil. Cooperate with the microscopic workforce, and your harvest will never fail. That is a full wrap-up from the underground team, growers. Conductor Wiggly and the Microbial Union thank you for your stellar agricultural performance. This educational video series is designed and optimized by Hathan, YouTube strategy consultant. Unlock your content's true global virality potential today. Visit hathanhighyoutube.vn to access exclusive masterclass frameworks, high-performance video blueprints, and automated channel growth architectures directly. Subscribe for more elite organic grow blueprints. Tap that notification bell badge right now to join our Global Green Team Alliance today. hathanyoutube.vn, your global YouTube channel growth strategy architecture partner. Build your creative legacy with us today. See you in the next masterclass video.